there, Laura Garda with Core Pilates and Yoga and Zen Lattes Training Systems, coming to you with our 12-step abdominal sequence. These are some Kundalini Based Yoga movements that are designed to strengthen your willpower, which is where transformation and empowerment start. They work with your body, your mind, and your breath. And this combination of movements and breath work provide a great abdominal workout. So these movements basically stimulate your third chakra at the center of your navel, and this is where your energy vortex is stimulated and you begin to feel grounded. So it's a wonderful practice to start around the holiday season to help you stay grounded and not get too caught up in the chaos of planning the holidays and traveling here and there, looking for that perfect gift or making the perfect recipe. So ideally, we want to commit to this practice over the next 40 days. Now I know doing something every day for 40 days sounds already instantly daunting. Here at Core Pilates and Yoga, we include it into our regular yoga classes, and we'll simply have it twice a week, and we're adding time to each sequence every time we meet for the week. You've all been given a handout as well to go along, so you can ideally do it every day for 40 days. And certainly this video is also meant to supplement that as well. When we start the sequence, we start at 30 seconds and simply start to add time. This video is based off of a minute each sequence. So certainly take your time, breathe in. I'll be including some stretches in between each pose as well, but I truly hope you enjoy the practice. I know it certainly makes a benefit in my life, especially around the holidays, but I'll also use it when I'm away on vacation, if I'm pressed for time and need a solid flex and flow workout. So let's get started. First, we're just simply going to begin in a seated position as I am here to kind of ground yourself. And we'll take into account that ideally we're already awake and kind of warmed up. So you don't really want to roll out of bed and do these 12 moves. You know, walk your dog, vacuum, do whatever you need to do to get your body prepped and ready and moving for the day. And then you'd want to start to incorporate. Okay, so from here, let's just take a seated easy pose. Shoulders are rolled back and down, and you can simply close your eyes and find your breath in through the nose ideally, and ideally out through the nose. So we like to incorporate an ujjayi breath through this practice, kind of helping ourselves center our mind a little more and certainly helping ourselves heat up the body from the inside out. So let's close our eyes and simply breathe. As you begin to feel things settle and calm, not only around you, but within you, then you know you're ready to begin your practice. So our first move is an alternate leg lift. So you'll get your timer, and I just usually encourage you to use a phone timer, okay? You can set it for the allotted time. We'll lie down. Head is down on the floor. Both legs are going to be active and lifted to the ceiling. We want to make sure the head is down, the shoulders are back and down, the low belly is pressing down, and of course, as I mentioned, these legs are active. So there's a difference between an active leg and just a leg lifted, right? So here's just your leg lifted. I'm clearly hanging from my back and my hips in this position. I want to elongate and really stretch my legs towards the sky, but at the same time, root and ground through my belly. So let me get my timer started here, and we drop one leg slowly and carefully to the ground, lifting up, and drop the other leg down. Exhaling ideally as you land, and you do want to get all the way to the ground here, so really feel the elongation and separation of the legs. Feel how as one leg lowers, the other leg pulls to you. Very, very active the whole time. Now remember, if this is a little too challenging, you can certainly shorten the lever and come into a heel dip as you work. Exhaling every time we drop to the mat. So you start to create a sense of stabilization through your core and work through that lower abdominal area. Again, bent leg or straight. Keep it going for that full minute. There's our timer. So we hug those knees in for a moment. So that was your alternate leg lift. From here, we come into the cross-body crawl. A little easier on the back because we come with a bent knee. The key, though, is elongation through the limbs, all right? So once again, we lie down. My right knee is going to start in. My left leg is going to be long and active. I want to just lightly tap the floor here. I don't want to let my whole leg relax on the floor, right? So lightly tap. And then with the left leg long, the left arm will be long, okay? So we start in this position, and then we simply switch. And we switch, and we continue switching. I need to hit my timer to start. There we go. Hello. Is it moving? Ah, there we go. Always want to make sure your timer starts. Nothing worse than going along and then thinking, hey, wait a minute, did I miss my timer? The timer's really meant to get your mind off of repetition, off of speed, and it's allowing you to just become more mindful as you move. Unless, of course, you're worried that you didn't hit your timer. So from here, we simply are alternating one knee in, one leg long. Of course, on the long leg side goes the arm. The arm is moving from your lat here. So you're pulling from your lat, not high up into the shoulder, as you're just basically doing a kind of a swim stroke, right? Exhaling every time. There's my timer, so I hug my knees in. So after these first two, I like to take just a few moments to take a break. We're going to drop both knees over to the right. Arms will go to the left. Get that little release just in case you were hanging in your back. And then you'll bring those legs up and, of course, drop the legs to the left and the arms to the right. And then from here, we'll be coming up and into a downward dog variation. To come up, grab a hold of your right shin with both hands, nod your chin up, push through the leg, and that'll slowly just rock you up. So we come into downward facing dog here, and we're gonna have a special hand position. Thumb, first finger together, fingers splayed, okay? So that's gonna go on your mat. And we curl the toes under, and we're ready in our downward facing dog. So nice high lift through the hips. Head is through the window of the arms. Again, those fingers are splayed out. As I'm looking at my heels, my ankles are lightly lifted in space. Not super high, certainly not super low. So we don't want any creases through the ankle joint. We want to find suspension at the backs of the legs. And we simply breathe. Ideally using our breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Hearing the timer, I drop to my knees and I get ready for the next move, which is plank. So coming in, we have shoulder, wrist right in alignment. We're gonna go ahead and hit that timer, lengthen the legs out, and we find our full plank position. Now the secret to your plank is truly a suspension of the belly. So we have to have the belly consciously pulled up and in. The thighs are firm and our gaze is just lightly out in front. If I drop my head, guess what happens? My whole body starts to melt. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. We want to really keep activation through the entire body, from nose to toes, the entire minute. Choose the path of breath here, in and out, very solid. Everything delving from the third chakra, feeling grounded through the hands, through the feet. to our knees, sink back, take a brief child's pose, stretch just to counter. And then we'll come into Cobra and Sphinx. We'll do Cobra pose first here as we hold. So with our Cobra, thumb right in line with the chest, shoulders rolling back and down, feet down, and kneecaps lift. So we want to find that nice activation here through the back side of the body. Gaze is just lightly out in front. So I'm only lifted as high as I can maintain it with my core. So my hands are actually free thereabouts. They're holding me up, but I don't have to rely on them. So we'll go about halfway in our Cobra. And then as we get around the 30-second mark, we're going to slide our arms forward and come into Sphinx. So the elbow and shoulder is now in alignment. Again, my hands are rather light, but now I'm trying to levitate my belly and lift my low belly off the mat. Breathing in and out, Sphinx pose. Slowly lower down, stop my timer. Take a brief moment into sleeping crocodile here. Forehead is going to rest on the hands, feet turn out. We rest down. Just filling up the back side of the body with your breath. And then as I lift up, I retract my feet, my hands come under my shoulders. Again, I'll walk the knees in, take a brief child's pose here. And then I'll be coming back around. I have 3 more solid abdominal moves to do. So our next one is called low boat. We need to think of activation through the entire body. So I'll start perched on my mat with my heels glued together, tiny, tiny bend through the knees, deep scoop of the belly, and I lower all the way down. So I'll take my breath in here. As I exhale, I'm floating up. I feel my deep connection. I'll breathe in, and then I exhale 8 times. Slowly lower back to the mat. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, landing. Breath out, floating up. Landing, breath in, breath out. 2 more, breath in, breath out. Last one, breath in, breath out. And breath in. Hugging the knee in for just a moment, I'll rock up. So the low boat will only ever do for 1 full minute. I did that between 6 and 8 repetitions is also about a minute. So that particular pose is kind of in and of itself just contained in that time frame. So we're gonna move on to a 6-count yoga crunch. Back with our minute timer, we lie down, knees bent, feet flat on the mat. Palm on palm makes a hammock at the back of the head, and we slowly count up for 6 counts. We slowly lower the upper body down for 6 counts. So it's an exhale the whole way up, and then control the lower back. Exhale the whole way up, keeping the ribs down as you lower back. So really try to monitor your positioning. And of course, monitor your space and place with the breath and the body. We go, relax back, hug those knees in. Last main abdominal emphasis one here is our piston legs. This is the one for me that kind of sets a bonfire right up in that low belly, and you know that you are working. So with our piston legs here, we bring our right knee in, left leg goes out. Again, we have to tap down, just that tiny heel tapping, and we switch, and we switch, and we actively continue to alternate. Head stays down, which is great. Shoulders stay back and down. Arms are long by your side, either slightly turned up away from you so that you can stay broad through your heart center. And the whole body is kind of starting to resonate with this nice grounded sense of energy and purpose. So we inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. 1 full minute. It's amazing what you can get done in a minute. Excellent, and we finish. Hugging those knees in once again. Stopping our little beep. After this one, I like to do a little lying spinal twist. Again, just as a reprieve in between our movements. So we'll keep the left leg in, right leg goes long, right hand to the left knee, left arm out by our side. Shift your hips to the left. So in order to do that, I just push down through my foot there, kind of pop my hips up over to the left side. That's what keeps my spine long so that I can coil around myself. So my left knee is dropping to the right. My gaze is going to go to the left. And I get a nice release all along the spine, along the back. And I'll simply come back to the center. I need to use my left foot to reposition my hips. Right knee comes in, left leg long, left hand to the knee, right arm by our side, shift our hips to the right, and we drop the knee to the left. And then again, my gaze can go away from the knee. And then back in. So again, I can use my knee to rock myself up. We have 3 more moves to do, coming into our bow pose next. So as we lie down, move that timer up so it's handy. Bow pose, coming around with the right hand, grabbing hold. Coming around with the left hand, grabbing hold, centering ourselves, and then floating up. So this would be full bow. You may certainly hold this for the full minute. If you would rather do half bow for 30 seconds each side, that's an option as well. Half bow, we'd just be holding one leg. Again, just watching your timer for that 30-second. And then as you get close, you'd switch to the other side, right? So your options are up to you. And just take it day by day. You know, one day maybe half bow would be a better fit, and another day maybe full bow is in the works. And again, just breathing in and out. My chin is level. My hands connecting to my ankles pressing into my hands. And there's my time, lowering down. Now, every time we come into an extension, we'd like to follow it with just a brief moment in sleeping crocodile. So we put one palm on the other, turn those feet out, forehead rests right on my hands. And this just gives the opportunity for your spine to kind of settle a bit, okay? So you're just breathing in and out. And then again, as we come up from our sleeping crocodile, hands underneath the shoulders, feet retract, we lift up. Our next pose will instantly counter our bow, so we're coming into rabbit pose. So with our rabbit, we curl our toes under, knees and feet can be together, or they can be about fist distance apart, whatever's comfortable for you. Hands right lined up with those knees. And then from here, I'll take the top of my head right down in line with my fingers. So I'll scoop my belly, round and land my head. Once my head lands, reach back, grab the soles of the feet, and then you'll create just a bit of dynamic tension as you super scoop the belly. Engage through the feet, engage the arms, and then lightly lifting through the head because there's really not a lot of pressure through the head since you're so suspended through your belly. Close your eyes or you can keep them open, simply breathing in and out, filling that whole back side of your back with that nice breath. There's our timer. We slowly come up and we are set for basically our final working pose, which is camel. So I'm going to leave my feet in just exact direction there. I'm going to keep my knees bent. 3 options for our camel, okay? First one, as we're kneeling here, we're simply going to take our hands up, windmill them behind you, and come into a chest expansion. So you're simply lightly leaning back and having those hands clasped behind you, opening through the hip flexors, ear in line with the shoulder. Second option is fist will come to the sit bone. So fists are right in the sit bone, not up on the back, but low on the sit bone, elbows back, and you'll continue to extend just a smidge further. Again, I'm trying to zip up the front of my body and pour my body back. Ear still stays in line with the shoulder. Final option, as you're here for your whole minute, is true camel, where the hand will come back. The thumb just kind of pockets right over your Achilles tendon there, and you'll find a deeper extension and lift. Any one of those 3 for your minute, any combination of those 3 for your minute certainly works. Lift up, leading with the crown of the head, flip the feet, and you're set for child's pose to finish. So we round down and surrender. Fantastic job. You did it. That's the 12-step ab sequence, one of my favorites, connecting breath, body, mind, spirit, everything truly coming together in one complete picture. So I hope you enjoyed the flex and flow, and I'll see you again real soon. Thank you.